So I get up this morning and I go over to my social media feed as usual, and what do I see? More cops sharing the opinion of one Andy Frisella in their content so that they can boost their algorithms, likes, and comments and all that stuff. And then the comment section flooded by tons of sensitive little police officers who just can't stand the fact that a grown man who supported them for God knows how long, both monetarily and emotionally, just can't stand the opinions of that man. What we're seeing in real time is probably some of the most dangerous proof that the police are not on the side of the citizen. And like everything else, Andy Frisella, who has had the balls to put his name, his reputation, his fucking integrity out there, he's leading the way again. And he doesn't realize it this time because he's in the shit right now, right? So for those who don't know, on an episode of Real AF podcast the other day, Andy gave an opinion about female police officers, which I happen to share the exact same one. Female police officers do not have the mental fortitude, physical ability to be on the street as cops. Be detectives, be in records, I don't care. You are not fit for duty on the street. But of course, what happened? An opinion he gave, which he has given in the same delivery for years, which has taken his podcast to one of the most downloaded podcasts out there, all of a sudden became something that was so catastrophic for the fragile ego of police officers, they just couldn't handle it. And the boycotts came in, and the call for hurting his business came in, and the police department severing ties came in, and the female police officers who expressed to their command, their union reps, their representatives that we're traumatized, we can't handle this, he needs to be held accountable, came in. What Andy proved with his opinions, free speech, is that A, you do not have free speech against the police. If you vocalize your views, they will punish you. They are doing that to him right now. B, you're showing the cops they don't have the mental fortitude, fucking men and women. For grown men and women to be so upset about the opinion of one man, it proves we have an epidemic of cancer problems in law enforcement, and the system needs to be fucking revamped. Huge. How? How do you deal with a guy on the street who tells you to go fuck your mother, or you're a piece of shit, or you're whatever, and you deal with that? Well, we know how you deal with that, with excessive force. But a guy's words that has monetarily supported you and emotionally supported you for years, you can't handle, and you want him punished for this. You're seeing this in real time. This is the most dangerous time in America when it comes down to the citizens and police, and Andy is taking it on the fucking chin for everybody again. Because none of you cops and none of you conservatives would have had a problem if Andy went on the podcast and said, all right, so my dealings with female liberal politicians have been X, Y, and Z. I don't think there should be any female liberal politicians. You would have harumphed the shit out of what he had to say. And you would have been like, that's right, no fucking female politicians who are liberal. But because it's a cause that you can't wrap your mind around why you support it, you fucking support it. You're Pavlov's dog, and Andy just rang the dinner bell. If you are a cop and you are now, after doing 75 hard, after buying their products, after wearing the t-shirt, after doing hashtag dues paid, if now, because of the words of a man who you have supported when he's been openly critical of the black community's interactions with you, when he has been critical of how you're treated, when he's defended, then I've disagreed with his defense of some shitty fucking cops out there, but he's back the blue. If this is what you're doing now against him, you're the problem. You're the problem. And every citizen out there needs to support. They need to support First Forum and Andy Frisella for having the fucking balls to say it like it is. Now, the apology. Because some of you hypocritical motherfuckers are like, he shouldn't have apologized. He shouldn't have apologized. I will never apologize because I don't have thousands of employees underneath me. I can say what I want, and the responsibility of the downfall is on me. Andy, who's in a position where people's paychecks, rents, mortgages, food on their table, that he is responsible for that, had to fucking swallow pride and put his interests aside and put the interests of his companies, his employees before him. That's a fucking leader. That's a fucking leader. So when I first heard him say, shit, he shouldn't have walked that back, he shouldn't have apologized, I'm not in the same space he is. It didn't make sense to me. And I went, fuck, why would he do this? Now I understand it, and I respect him even more for fucking doing it. But I have no respect for you cops out there, you little fucking child-crying children who have a problem with a man who has had your back, has monetarily supported you, has backed you when nobody else fucking would, and now you turn your fucking backs on him because he says something in free speech, the very thing you fucking swore in to defend constitutionally, right? Right? You guys are hypocrites. I am very, very appreciative of Andy taking this on the chin. He's once again doing something that most other people don't have the fucking balls for. When the dust settles, trust me, he'll come out on top. He'll come above everybody else. He'll be on that next rung of the ladder, and you will still all be little fucking whiny cunts who are looking for a role model to follow after, but you'll never have the bucket balls to be on that trail.